Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am by name Daniel Elisha Abakav. This is my YouTube channel, and on this channel I educate people on how to go about their sexual life. A lot of people, once this topic sex is mentioned, they go shy about it, but it is not supposed to be so. I have been talking about some subtopics under the main topic sex under this video. For those of you that have subscribed, I appreciate you. And if you're watching my video for the first time, I will please encourage you to smash the subscription button and also click on the notification button, because trust me, this channel is going to be enlightening to you. I would like you not to miss out in any um video I'm going to upload. So I will encourage you to subscribe to the channel and also click on the notification button so as to get notified anytime I upload my next video. So today I'm going to be talking about menstruation. Yes, so many people complain about this topic. I have irregular menses. My menses are not rhyme. Some people have 20 days, 21, 22, 23, up to 35 days. But today I'm going to settle that. You'll be complaining that I don't know how to, calculate my safe period, to calculate my unsafe period, that is my fertile period, to know my ovulation period. Everything is going to be settled today. So I'm going to talk about calculating your safe period and your menses, to know when you are fertile, know your ovulation day, and know when you are safe to have unprotected intercourse without taking in, that is having pregnancy. So today I'm going to first start by saying, if your menstruation is not regular, there are several factors that may drive that to happen. It could be the type of food you eat, it could be stress, and several other things that affect menstruation or cause irregularities, that is your dates not rhyming. But a normal menstruation falls between 28th, 29th, and 30th day at most. But some people go up to 31, 32 to 35th day, and they some have as low as 20 days of menstruation. So before I proceed, let me ask you this question. If someone should ask you what is your menstruation days, how long does your menstruation cycle last? Is it 3 days, 4 days, 5 days? But the answer is none of the above. Your menstrual cycle is starting from day 1 to the last day of the next bleeding. How I mean, from day 1 when you start bleeding to the day it stops, up to the very day you start your next bleeding. Your entire time from then to that level, that is your menstrual cycle. So what do I mean by that? For example, you started bleeding by June 1. That is your day 1. That is your day 1. And let's say your next bleeding starts, let's say June 30th. This is your day 1 for your first menstruation, and this is your day 1 for the second menstruation. Day 1 for second menses, and this is the one for your first menses. So you calculate from day 1 up to the 30th day that you start bleeding. That means your entire menstruation cycle is 29 days. And if you start on the 31st, that means your menstruation cycle is 30 days. But some people will ask that, what if my menstruation period doesn't rhyme? I have 30 days this week, the following month I have 29 days, the following month I have 28 days, the following month I have 30 days. How am I going to calculate my fertile period and my safe period? I'm going to teach you that. When you fall under this category of people, this is how you go about it. You calculate for a period of 6 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These numbers here represent months. And let's see, this is January, February, March, April, May, June. Let's assume here you have 28 days, here you have 29, here you have 30, here you have 27, Here you have 31 and here you have 35. How are you going to calculate? You go with the least number out of the first consecutive 6 months. You go with the least, which is here is 27. That means if you fall under the category of people that your menses don't rhyme, you have different menstruation dates, then you calculate consecutively for 6 months, then you go with the least, calculating by here. Now if you're calculating, that will be 27 if you want to calculate your safe and unsafe period. So now I am going to teach you how to know your safe and unsafe period. A lot of people don't know when they have sex, they should have sex unprotected and sex not unprotected. When I'm talking about having sex with protected and unprotected, I'm not talking about people who are not married. I'm specifically referring to people who are married. Please put that in your mind, because sex is only meant for people that are married, legally married, not for boyfriend and girlfriend. Notice that. Yes. So let us assume your menstrual cycle is 25 days. 25 days. Starting from here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Let's assume this is your first day and this is your last day. So after 25 now, you start bleeding again. That is how your menstruation continues. So what are you going to do? If you fall under this category of people, how will you calculate your fertile days and your safe days? What you simply do is that there's a formula for calculating that. So the length of days is 25. So 25, this is the formula I'm giving you now. 25 minus 18 equals 7. So this, on the 7th day, this is when your fertile period begins. So if your menstruation period or your menstrual cycle is 25 days, 25 minus 18 is 7. So on the 7th day, your fertility begins. So there's a high probability that when you have sex unprotected on the 7th day, that means you are going to take in. So how are you going to know your ovulation day? Your ovulation day is 7 plus 4 equals to 11. So that means on the 11th day here is your ovulation day. And what do I mean by ovulation day? That is the time whereby your menstruation reaches the peak. You have high chances of getting pregnant when you have sex unprotected on this day. So if you don't have intentions of having a baby, boy or girl, or twins or triplets within your marriage or in your marriage, then you shouldn't have sex on this day. So when is your menstruation going to end? Just add 11 plus 5 equals to 16. So on the 16th day, this is your end of fertility. So on the 16th day of the 25 days of your menstrual cycle is the end of your fertility. What do I mean by this? On the 7th, that is when your fertility begins. So on the 7th up to the 16th day, these are your unsafe period, or days. Between 7 and 16, if you have sex on this unprotected on this day, there are high chances that you get pregnant. So from the 17th day up to the 25th day, these are your safe periods. And from the first up to the sixth day are also your safe periods. So if your menstruation falls on the menstruation cycle is 25 days, from the first day to the sixth day, you are safe. But from the seventh day up to the 16th day, you are not safe. These are your fertile periods. So from 17 also to the 25th day, you are safe. When you have sex on these days, between 17 to 25 and 1st to 6, you are safe. You're not taking. But if you have sex between 7 and 16, then you have high chances of taking in. That is for the lady taking in pregnancy. So I'm sure so many people might not understand what this thing is all about, but I'm going to give another example that will make you understand. I'm going to give you another example that will make you understand. Let us use 21 days cycle now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Let us assume the total number of your menstrual days cycle is 21 days. So how are you going to know your fertile period? How are you going to know your safe period? Simple. I gave you the formula before. 21 minus 18 equals 3. So on the third day, your fertility begins. On the third day, 21 minus 18. Remember, we are dealing with 21 days. So 21 minus 18 is 3. So on the third day, which is the beginning of your menstrual cycle, your fertility, I mean. So on the third day, your fertility begins. And when is your ovulation day? 3 plus 4, which is equals to 11. So on the 11th day is your ovulation day. Your ovulation day, that is the peak of your menstrual cycle, is going to be on the 11th of the entire cycle. So what are we going to do now? For you to know the end of your menstrual cycle is 11 plus 5. Sorry, yeah, this is 7. Sorry, that was a mistake. This is 3 plus 4 equals to 7. So your ovulation day is going to fall on the 7th. Sorry, that was a mistake. Ovulation day, this is 7. So on the 7th is going to be the ovulation day, and the end of your fertility is going to be 7 plus 5, which is 11. Sorry, 12. So on the 12th day is going to be the end of your fertility. So from the first and second day, you are safe. But from the third up to the 12th day, you are unsafe. And from 11th and 13th day up to the 21 days day, you are safe. So what am I trying to say in essence? For you to have irregular menstrual cycle, you don't need to bother yourself. The last day you stop bleeding and the day you started bleeding, just calculate the length of days. And how are you going to calculate your safe and unsafe period, your ovulation, to know your ovulation day? This is just the simple logic. There's a formula for you to calculate. Just know the length of days, subtract it by 18, you get the beginning of your fertility. Add 4 to that answer, you get your ovulation day. Add 5 to the number of ovulation day, you get the end of your fertility. So for people who complain that my husband is a transporter, my husband is a driver, he doesn't usually come home late, he's always busy at work, you know the day to calculate for you to have unprotected sexual intercourse with your husband that will make her pregnant. And for people who stay in far places, is still the same thing. Know when to travel back to your wife to have unprotected sex with her for you to produce babies. So however, I would like to say this: in marriage, sex is not just about having babies. It is fun, it is for pleasure also. So you need to you need to handle that also, and you need to put that in your mind. With this, I've come to the end of today's teachings about sex education. My next topic is going to be on how to know, to determine the sex of a child, whether I want to have a boy or a girl. That is possibility, though it is not 100% efficient. However, scientific researches have shown us several ways to predict on how to get natural ways and artificial ways on how to predict the sex of a child, either to have a boy or a girl. So that is going to be what I will put on this channel on my next video. Remember for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I remember my name, Daniel Elisha Avaka, saying thank you for watching up to this very moment. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember to also share this video with your loved ones. God bless you all. Bye.